It's Apollo.
What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Matt Gifted Hands back to you with another video. And in this haircut tutorial, guys, we're going to be doing a number 2 on the sides. We're going to go ahead and trim the top with scissors. And we're going to line up the back, square the sideburns. But this is not going to be your, clean, ball fade. Not everyone wants that clean, sharp look, all the way skin. My client right here, I've been cutting his hair now for about 5 years. He's always been doing a number 2, right up to the ridge of the head, and we're gonna go ahead and do the clipper over comb method to get the shape that my client wants and blends in right into the top. And as you can tell, I did take the number 2 pretty high, but again, this is what my client wants. He's always gotten the same haircut, a number 2 again on the sides, and then we're gonna do a clipper over comb to connect the sides to the top. So don't worry about that dark line that we created at the ridge, because we're gonna blend that off. I just want to go ahead and put the number 2, make sure it's all the way even, all the way around. And this is the number 2 guard closed, lever closed. As you take the number 2 to the top of the head, you want to open it up all the way and just kind of use the 2.5 to kind of go off the shape of the head. But right, like as I'm doing right here, this is the number 2.5, guys. And I'm not cutting in like a faux hawk. I'm going straight up, and I am leaving a little bit of the weight, but again, I'm going to clear that off with clipper over comb, because he likes that comb to the front, put it up in the front type of haircut style, and you'll see that at the end of this video. But if you are not that advanced with clipper over comb method, this right here guys, I'm bringing the bottom of the comb and I'm resting it on the client's head, and then when I bring the teeth kind of towards me, depending on the shape that you want. So if you want a faux hawk look, obviously you'll comb that hair inwards and then cut whatever's hanging off. But being that I want that straight up look to blend into the top, it's all about how you angle the comb, and I'm gonna slow it down and I'll show you. But right here, what I'm doing with the clipper over comb method is I have the lever midway open, and that's just removing that weight and blending in. Now, you'll hear this a lot. If you have the lever all the way open, then you're kind of like thinning, right? Because it's a half, you're kind of thinning it out. If you have it all the way closed, then you're actually removing that bulk. But right here, I just want to show you guys that I'm going to go ahead and remove that to blend that into the top. If you cut sideways clipper over comb, you're removing bulk. If you cut vertically into clipper over comb, then you're blending. And so look at the shape on that, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing as I did to the other side. On this side, number 2 all the way up, and we're gonna open it up the lever whenever we get close to the top to kind of blend it in a little bit, and then we'll do clipper over comb again. But I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet. It's the same steps, guys. See y'all whenever we start lining him up.
Houston, we have a problem. Yeah, that motherfucker too cold.
So right here, we're just doing some more clipper over comb method, and again, we're keeping the same shape that we want. We're not cutting in. I don't want it to mushroom out. I want it straight to the, straight up, kind of like a square rounded look. Not too square, but not too rounded. But you want to make sure you have a comb like this as well. I believe it's like a flat tooth comb or a wide tooth comb.
Apollo, yeah, that motherfucker too cold.
And notice how I did that right there. I kind of looked in front of me to kind of see if there's any hair sticking out, looking at it at different angles, and I'm just cutting whatever I see that's sticking out. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and put the lineup, and once you put the lineup on it, man, it just brings the haircut together. We're using my cordless wall detailers, and I'm just favoring that right side of the blade, going right around that ear. And it's a little bit of a challenge cutting with these masks, guys, but safety first. Just hold the mask as I'm doing right there. Kind of pull it down, that way you can get the sideburn area. Sometimes you could just do it with with the client wearing it and go around the ear like that, but he had long sideburns, so I had to make sure I clear up that hair. And his face is still covered as I'm doing so. And just put it back whenever you're done. Same thing on this side. These trimmers hit, guys. They're not like sharp enough to cut somebody, but they hit. I've used them on barbers in the shop too, and they're like, man, what trimmers are these? And I tell them it's the detailers. And they're so used to the corded ones, with the blade shifting and stuff and cutting people. But this one doesn't do it. The cordless detailer doesn't do that. I remember having that problem too with the cordless detailer. The blade would shift, and then next thing you know, you're cutting the client. But this blade doesn't shift. I have them set to cut adults and children. So right here, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wet the hair, make sure it's nice and all the way wet all the way around, because you want to make sure whenever you cut with scissors, you make sure everything is even, make sure it's all wet to get the proper length. So right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and comb everything forward and then get my first guideline. Once I get my first guideline, I'm gonna go straight. I'm sorry, I kind of went to the left on this one. I thought I went, oh yeah, I am kind of going straight back, and then I'll connect the sides. Yeah, so straight back and then connect the sides. You want to leave the front just a tad bit longer, that way it could be styled up in the front. Kind of have that short to long contrast. How many of y'all, like adjusting to this new norm? It does get hot underneath these masks, but I mean, like I said, guys, safety first. Safety for myself, my clients, my family. I'm just glad to be back, and I know there are still some cities and some states that are not able to cut hair or even work, period. So, we feel for y'all, man. We're just very fortunate that Florida let us back. But there are some new regulations and stuff in the barbershop that we need to follow. Clients wear masks. We wear masks. No waiting area. Everyone has to wait in their car until their appointment is their appointment time is ready. It's not normal in the barbershop. The conversations are kind of still there, but not really. The clients used to be in the shop, man, and just the conversation they would be going. And obviously sports is kind of put to a halt. So that was a big conversation starter in the barbershop as well. But it's just listening to music, listening to client stories and how they were doing during this quarantine, and then just us, letting them know how we've been doing as well. So right here, there's a little bit of hair on the front. We're gonna go ahead and keep that front natural, guys. I've never edged him up in the front. He likes to keep it natural. I'm just making sure I remove any kind of hair that's sticking out, anything that's longer than the sides. Yeah, then we're gonna add some gel in there. And look right here, I just slowed it down, that way you can see how I bring the comb and cut the hair. I'm keeping that bottom of the comb rested on the client's head and bringing the teeth towards me. But guys, this is pretty much the end of the haircut. I'm gonna go ahead and line up the back of the neck. A number 2 on the sides. Very easy, simple haircut, but very effective. I mean, you see, how he came in. He had a lot of hair due to quarantine. So He always keeps it real clean cut with a number 2 on the sides. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this haircut tutorial, if you learned something for this clipper over comb method, I feel like it's always a good thing to have in your arsenal. It kills time. Right here I'm just adding the shaver to the neckline, to the sideburns. If you are not yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. Let's get the channel to 100K. As always, Team Gifted, stay gifted.